All right. Welcome back. Let's see if we can ping. I can pin this. See if it'll stay. And hopefully you are able to see. See if this works. Hopefully it does. It's so cool to meet all you guys. See if this works. I just pinned my YouTube membership. Hopefully it works. If not, let me know. If this takes you to it, let me know. Help everybody else in the community out. Oh, thumbs up. Hey, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Once again, I just want to thank all you guys for helping get me to 3K. I couldn't do it alone. It lets me know that all this studying and hard work and helping people is paying off. Because I get usually what people say to me when I start my sessions with them is they say, Cord, I just want to thank you for putting out this content. Verbatimly, this is usually how it goes. I just want to thank you for putting out this content. And I also want to let you know that the way that you come off is very genuine and authentic. And you guys, I guess you guys need to know that I study a lot of meditating, people who meditate, people who are all about the laws of the universe. And I minored in religion in college. And what I learned about religion is there's one fundamental value that it always goes back to. It's unconditional love, empathy, compassion for your fellow man. And if you ask me, I don't care what you call that religion. Those qualities are what you pray to. Those qualities are all things that we should aspire to be like. So I put my membership up there. I hope you guys can see it. Like I said before, the $1.99 will get you in the private Facebook group. You'll get a link to take you to that, and I'll accept your invite. And also, the $10 version, you get the weekly group coaching calls that I do every Thursday. And of course, the higher ones, you get one-on-one sessions with me that are substantially discounted. I would probably say 50, 60% off of a regular session with me. So don't quote me on that. I don't know if my math is right on that one, but it is pretty high. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys are having a good Friday night and a good week. Hope the week wasn't too bad. It wasn't too ruthless. Here in Wisco, it's cold, it's snowy, it's winter. And in this time of the year, I usually fall into this. Somebody said earlier that it's good to see you back and doing content and pushing videos again. This time of the year, I really get into this like funk, especially since I have to spread myself really thin, with working with people, doing coaching. I would much rather do group coaching than one-on-one coaching. Why? Because I can reach more people. When I used to mentor kids, I would do a weekly group. I did a daily group coaching session, and I did it 5 days a week. But it was such more powerful to do the group coaching format than the one-on-one, because other people I can help empower become like junior group leaders or co-facilitators. And it's kind of like that in the group coaching. Like, you guys help each other out. You guys share each other's stories, or you hear each other's stories and you share yours, and you help do the coaching, and you can help validate the other people in there that needs that validation. Because like I said before in the last session that got ended quickly, we all want to be heard and we all want to be understood. And understanding is knowing that you're not on this journey alone. So back to you. Glad you're back. Can I just send an email to get a private session? Yeah. That's fine. Oh, hit the about section. Okay. Yeah, you get for as long as you remember, you'll get one-on-one sessions with me every month. And then I discount the other sessions for you also. The regular sessions that I have, that people that find my work right away, they go through that. Um, you'll get that also. So just trying to help you out. How do you stay patient and trust the process of growth and success? By knowing that it's going to happen. So Dr. Wayne Dyer has a book called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. And he is basically breaking down the book, the Tao Te Ching, which is an ancient way of living written by Lao Tzu. And if you if I can sum it up for you, it's just being in flow, you know, like water. Water's not anxious to get to where it's going. Sometimes it goes in a hurry, but other times it just flows. Like you just got to be. This is something that Bruce Lee used to talk about. This is how he was so good at what he did when it comes to kung fu. Like he just flowed. Like he let everybody else turn against himself. He was just a reactive person. Well, I guess not reactive. He just flowed. And he talked about his spiritual practice was the same way. Um, it's a book that was written. I think the title is called "Get Out of Your Own Head." I forgot who wrote it, but it's kind of like that. You just flow. Like said, I listen to people like Thich Nhat Hanh or said Guru, the Dalai Lamas. You know, all those people talk about just realizing that life is so much bigger than you. Your relationship is so much bigger than your life is much bigger than your relationship. And just know that things are going to happen exactly when they were meant to happen. You guys didn't find my YouTube channel by chance. It happened exactly when it needed to happen. It happened at the rate that it was supposed to. Because usually what happens is when people are trying to force things, when you're trying to force, I like to call it, you try to beat destiny into submission, it's not going to work out in your favor because you're not ready for it. If you give a person that's not ready for $1 million, it's only a matter of time before he'll be poor again. Or if you give somebody information that they're not ready to apply to their life, like Albert Einstein says, I'm quoting Albert Einstein, he says, any fool can know, but the point is to understand. So if I give you this information and you're not ready, get out of your own head. There it is. If you're not ready for the advice, if you're not ready to receive it, to apply it to your life, then it won't make any sense. And it happened exactly when you needed to happen. Is it possible to try to get and dismissive avoidance to change? Yes, it is possible. But like I just said, they have to be ready to make those changes. They have to have a heart and a mind that's open and for receiving. Because we all know they like to do things their own way, you know? So it's great. It's great to talk to you guys. It's so cool. I think this is one of the best things that's happened to me in COVID is being able to connect with so many of you guys, hearing your stories from all over the world, which is I'm still in awe about it. I still can't believe that this is actually my new reality. But I never doubted it. When I was posting my YouTube videos and I was sharing my stories and I was almost crying on cameras at times, I knew that it was only a matter of time before I touched enough people to where they wanted to share that information and join the clan, the tribe, whatever you want to call it. Thanks, Coach Wood. I've been trying to stay positive and finding my next step in my career. Got laid off due to COVID, but it's hard sometimes. Yes, layoffs are really tough. But just know, okay, this is one thing I learned about losing a job. This is part of the things I'm writing in my new book too. There's a meaning for everything, right? So when you lose your job, it's usually because the job no longer suited you, or you were subconsciously doing things to prove that you didn't want that job anymore. If you got to the point where you're dragging yourself out of bed and it's like, oh, I don't want to go to work, oh, this is going to be a crappy day or whatever, the more you're going to put all that stuff out into the universe. If you hop up and say, I love my job, I'm ready to go, then that's one thing. But if you drug yourself out of bed, and if you're somebody that went through depression, or you was really struggling with your purpose, your relationship was struggling, like nothing you did was going to be thrilling or exciting to do. But when you give off that energy, the universe or God is just going to conspire and make that reality a real reality, which is you didn't want that job anymore. And you can say with your conscious mind enough, but your subconscious mind is going to manifest what you actually want in your life. If that job was no longer suited for you, your subconscious mind was like, yeah, guess what? We're about to get ourselves fired. That means we're going to wake up late. We're going to get to work late. We're going to be annoyed with all our coworkers. We're going to not do as great of a job as we should do. We're not going to give our 100%. So we're going to get ourselves fired because we're going to force you to move on to something that's better suited for you. Since you're not going to do it, this 95% to 97% of the way you operate in your subconscious mind is going to do this for you. We're going to make this happen. That's usually how it works. They say you attract to your life what you fear the most, or you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. You don't attract, you have a better chance of attracting something that you fear than what you don't fear. That power is much more gravitational than the opposite. When I got laid off, I was actually planning to leave for a long time. See, Kimberly, I know what I'm talking about. It's just how it is. And it's the same with relationships. You were having some red flags. You had a lot of red flags in your mind, like, oh, yeah, I don't think this person is for me. And then your subconscious mind is like, hey, guess what? We're going to protest and we're going to make them leave us. We're going to make this person not want to be with us anymore because really, we're not really feeling this relationship for real. We're not actually in love. We're just actually attached. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to complain about all the love he's not giving us and not being able to communicate. We're going to complain about him not texting me back or not texting me in good morning or good night anymore. We're going to do all of that. We're going to self-sabotage because that's what your subconscious mind actually wanted. Think about that. What are some tips for anxious to get over dismissive avoiding? Try not to obsess over them. Now, that's a tall order. It's not someone that's going to be very easy. Get yourself back active, reconnect with your friends again, find your hobbies again. Bury yourself in whatever purpose that you had before you met that person. Because you got to remember, you were a person before that person came into your life. This person didn't complete you or make you completely whole. Okay, you were already somebody. They just happened to join you. So just dropping by to thank you for your videos. They have helped validate some of the stuff I went through with my DA and realized I am not out of my mind. You are not out of your mind, Torres. You are not. There are people out there who have certain tendencies that not a lot of people know about. Like when I learned about attachment styles, it blew my mind. Like, said I got to learn as much about this as I can, as quickly as I can, because I want to know how to get myself back right. And it worked for me. It can work for you too. Honestly, I didn't go to therapy. I didn't go to counseling. This was all self-taught stuff. Buried myself in books. Buried. You can do it too. And then I had to do the inner child work, which was tough. And I did that by myself too. I don't recommend doing that by yourself. Do it with a qualified therapist or professional because it got dark. But strangely enough, I didn't have as many skeletons in my closet or as many dark crevices in my mind that I thought I had. It was kind of easy to face some of it. But for a lot of people that experience intense, complex trauma, you need somebody with you to walk you through that process. Lanice, it's good to see you. Really is. I appreciate you. All right. Thank you guys for being here and spending your Friday nights with me. I appreciate it. You guys mean a lot to me. I really do. Happy Friday. What has been the most challenging part of your journey as a coach? Um, Realizing that other people's opinion about me is none of my business. Because there are times when you have to shed who you are. And I was just talking to one of my clients yesterday about this. Because I was born a Christian, raised a Christian, and went through the baptism. But I can tell you that the real rebirth happens when you realize your purpose and you start to go on your own spiritual journey. That's the most challenging part, was realizing you're gonna lose friends, you're gonna lose family members even. People are gonna look at you crazy because you're trying to start a whole new persona or a whole new identity. But I read a quote that said, people's opinion of you is none of your business. You know, how people view you is none of your business. Just be brave. I watch a lot of videos on how to do video recording and stuff, uh, videography by Think Media. They have that channel here on YouTube, Think Media. And they say, you just got to press record. And that's what I did. When I first started going through it, I just pressed record. And let me say, I was spilling the beans. If you go back to my older videos, you'll see the quality was worse, but I was very bubbly, very charismatic. And that wasn't me. That was the grieve in me. And I had to realize that I can't keep up with this tempo because I'm going to burn out quickly. And that happened for a little while. And I stopped doing videos for a little while. And it usually happens around the winter time when everything's dying. There's no life around me. Outside's dying. But the toughest part was getting over my imposter syndrome. And that is that story that you tell yourself that you're not worthy to do what you're doing or to teach what you teach. Get over that. Because whenever I would talk to people like family members, and I would say, I would confide in the other coaches and say, I just need to get over this. And how do I stand in front of people who have doctorates and are psychologists and therapists? How do I stand in front of them and convince them that I know what I'm talking about? And verbatimly, this person certified me. She said, you got to realize that you're a good coach. All right. You're a great coach, Courtney. You need to get over that. That's called imposter syndrome. And everybody has it at some point in their career where they feel like somebody's going to call them out for who they are and what they know. And that's okay, which is why now what I do when I see negative comments and I see people trying to come in the middle of one of my YouTube comment sections and blow it up, I just show them empathy, because miserable people try to make other people miserable. Loving people don't do that. Happy people try to make other people happy. There's nothing that can sway them off of their course of happiness and loving and empathy and compassion. And that's just what I had to realize I needed to do that. So if there's anything that really started my heart started pumping, I empathize for that person. And the imposter syndrome, I realize I do know what I'm doing. I have way too many people that tell me that you know what you're talking about. Like, this is 100%. This is accurate. But at some point, there's that little voice in your head that says, "Nah, I don't know you don't know what you're doing," and you have to push past that. So there it is, the most challenging part. I mean, if you know people that, and I've given people free sessions, I've refunded people's money if they didn't feel like they had found value in my session. Sometimes I've given people like 100% of their money back. And that's okay, because it's not about the money. Like I said earlier, it's not about the money for me. It's about helping. And if I didn't feel like I was helpful for you in that session, I have no problems giving you your money back. Is 2 months of no contact too little for a dismissive of dumper to reach out? No, I think that's right around the time where they're starting to wonder about you. I wonder what Alex is doing right now. I wonder if he misses me. I haven't seen him post on social media in a while. Maybe he's over me. Maybe he's moved on and found somebody else. I shouldn't have been that mean to him. Right for the picking, brother. Reach out. Because here's the thing. There are a lot of coaches that tell you don't reach out. But we live in the real world, and this isn't about a book. A lot of people, especially anxious attachers, need closure. And if that closure is something that you're seeking, then that's the best way to get it. Somebody was just in here earlier said that they're dismissive, reached out after 2 months, and they were texting back and forth, but it wasn't really going anywhere. And if you ask me, that's closure. If you ask me, that's saying that, all right, the feelings that we had, they're no longer there. I've been on my own personal development journey. I've learned a lot about myself, a lot about attachment styles, a lot about my childhood trauma, a lot about the things that I need to heal, my behavioral, my relationship patterns. And they just don't want to deal with it. They just say, all right, well, all right, I'm going to head out. So, hope that helps you, Alex. Who's all in here? I got 8 people in here. Thumbs this up because I'm about to head out. It's good to see y'all again. DA found someone else but kept calling me after I found out. I answered, but he would hang up every time. I reached back out to him. He never called again. Andrea, one of the most precious things and most valuable things you can give to anybody in your life. You listening to this? The most valuable gift that you can give anyone is your time. All right? You don't get it back. It's non-refundable. You don't get an instant rebate. You don't get a mail-in rebate on your time. Thank him for not wasting any more of your time. I bid you adieu. We're all actors, like William Shakespeare says. The world is all a stage, and we're all actors. Sometimes people have to have their curtain call out of your life, and that's okay, because that just gives. If you think about TV shows and sitcoms, how when one character dies off, the next character comes in and people love that character much more than the previous character, or it takes a while for people to grieve and to fall in love with this new character, but eventually it happens. This is your life. This is your play. Hey, check Chico. It can be done. And when you've been putting in the work, you become what you do. That's my boy. Reyes, good to see you, man. Happy Friday. I haven't talked to you since yesterday. All right, guys. This has been real. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love y'all big time. Namaste. Go out and have yourselves a good weekend. Stay warm. Stay warm. Hey, adios, hermano. See, I know a little Spanish. Just un poquito. Is that how you say it? Un poquito. I know 3rd grade level Spanish. That's one of my goals in life too, is to learn Spanish, be a fluent speaking of Spanish. That's my boy, Kobe. He speak Italian, Spanish, all that good stuff. RIP. Missing that guy. That guy really inspired me. My XDA clicked the like twice on my FB page, one on my profile, one on my, but she never clicked on my FB while we were together. Yeah, so she's probably kind of just hanging around a little bit, but don't see that as anything significant, okay? Don't get caught up in that, because here's the thing: they want to be in your life, but not in the capacity that you want them to be. So it's like they changed the terms of the relationship. Like they downgraded you to the trial to the intro package when you already had the premium, and that's not what you want. So don't read too much into it. That's if you saw my video earlier, that's actually breadcrumbing. That's the definition of breadcrumbing. All right. Look it up. If you see, go back to my other live. I talked about what breadcrumbing is, and that's by verbatimly the definition of breadcrumbing. It doesn't really mean anything. Kevin Champagne. Is that your real last name? That's pretty cool, man. What would it be like? What's it like to have the last name Champagne? Is your life like a nonstop celebration or what? Keeping her in your back pocket. Yeah, Kevin. Or you can see it as like little moments, little windows of vulnerability, and you can reach out to her if you start to see it, say, hey, how you been? You know, if she doesn't say anything, just realize what she was just breadcrumbing you. I wouldn't take it too serious. Wait, no, you didn't answer my champagne question because that's pretty legit. To tell people I come from a long line of champagnes, you know. It's funny. So I got this chat thing up here. Let me see if I can let me see if I can change this timestamp thing. So you guys can comment a little bit quicker. I know this is kind of a pain to have to wait 15 seconds. See, I always do this. Oh, no, it's not. You guys can, this is a different live. Never mind. I always do this. I always tell myself I'm going to get off because I don't want to like, but if I'm giving you guys free advice, I mean, whatever, it is what it is. I'm just blessed to have this advice because I wish I had somebody that had this advice for me. My real name, thanks. Kevin Champagne. Woo! KC, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Champagne. That's the alphas of alpha male's name. You know, I don't know why you are struggling when you have the last name Champagne. You know, your life is a celebration. You should tell people that. That should be your motto. My name is Kevin Champagne, baby. I don't do drama. Like my life is just a nonstop celebration. So like it or love it. Some people, the bubbly give you a headache, but guess what, baby? I'm not giving you a headache. That's not me. The old Courtney coming out, sorry. My B-Day tomorrow. Just wanted to know how you think I should respond if my DA reached out. Tell her thanks for reaching out. Maybe we should get together and celebrate it one day. Something like that. Something funny. Because here's the thing. Love is about being fun. Gatsby Kevin. For real. I love the great Gatsby. That's my big time. It's like, you know, tell her, hey, thanks for reaching out. Like, I've been thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. Maybe you can come by and have some birthday cake or something with me. Let's make that happen. My name is Kevin Champagne. I don't do drama. My life's nonstop partying, baby. You're right. You're cracking me up. It's a great name, man. I'm sorry. It's a great name. All right. I'm gonna do this for real. Hey, coach, what does it mean if my DA suddenly now changes their WhatsApp after having no picture from just being broken up to now upcoming 5 weeks, no contact? They repress those feelings and those emotions, you know, in particular. Anxious people, anxious attackers are the ones that go out and do irrational things like block people or change profile pictures 4 or 5 times, go out, party, post pictures of themselves with somebody. You know, that's what anxious people do. But dismissive, they'll like try to suppress all those feelings. They don't want to have to talk about because they don't want to have to explain this to anybody. If you guys were in a relationship, you broke up, they don't want to have to explain this to somebody. Why you guys are broken up and what happened, all that. That's just exhausting to them. So they'd rather just save face and just suppress it and figure it out later when they're able to process it. Once again, don't read too much into it. I know you want to be like Inspector Gadget and get down to all of the Sherlock Holmes, try to get down to why everything is happening. But I've done that, and it's just going to drive you insane. Not everything is a sign. So that's why it's important to not check that stuff. And if you have to go through a social media detox until you get yourself better, in a better state, I would recommend that. And if you guys want to join my membership, I would gladly take you guys on. I know I keep pushing it, but I really feel like it's a good deal for you guys. And I want to be able to help you as much as I can, because you're not always going to catch me on here. And I usually post in my local my private Facebook group when I'm going to be going live. So, Ruhi, namaste. I appreciate you too. Where you from? Janatara? Is that how you say your name? Chad, for sure, man. We make it happen. It's fun. Like it's just fun. Like coaching is absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Nice. Janatara, Ruhi. So cool. See, this is the American dream. This is the dream, period. Period. All right, I got to roll. MIX. Chad. All right. I'm going to see you guys later. Thank you for all your questions and your feedback. Be like Gatsby Kevin. Yeah, Gatsby Kevin. But here's the thing about Gatsby, about the great Gatsby, Chico Reyes. Listen, when I was a kid, we had to read that book, The Great Gatsby, and I loved it. I fell in love with it because it opened up a world to me that being a poor kid in the ghetto, I didn't think I'd ever be able to live. So when The Great Gatsby came about, I was enamored by it. But then once I got older, I started to watch The Great Gatsby. I was like, wait a minute. The Great Gatsby was kind of like a stalker, and he was a bootlegger. He did illegal stuff. And this is what they were pushing to kids. This is what they were saying that we should aspire to be like. It was a great read. I'm not going to lie. And I feel like, what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio did a great job as Gatsby. And I don't buy many movies, but I bought that movie because it's just such a cool movie. And the line when he said, my life, I can't accept life for what it is, for what people tell me to be real. I can't accept that. My life has to be like, it has to constantly be going up. It's a great line. But at the same time, he was an anxious attacher and he was a stalker. And that's kind of a fun thing too. When you start to learn about attachment styles, you can pick up on the little nuances in characters and some of the things that they do. I mean, this guy was a 98% anxious attacher. I mean, willing to break somebody's family up, going out, getting rich purely because he wanted to throw this big swindig. Is that what they call it? Swindig or whatever. Shindig. Just to get this person back. He was an anxious attacher. Coach, what to do with a friend, romantic friend of many years who reconnected after many years, thought we were pursuing something, but then ghosts and blocks, but then text from a phantom number. Oh, come on, that's easy. He was for sure monkey branching. He's got somebody else in the picture. You better be careful because that person might have been married. might be married, trying to like have a little fun. Now I'm not a psychic, so but when I see little things like that, little red flags, ghosting, blocking you, texting you from identified numbers, I mean, you guys let me know if I'm off base here, but hey, see you Monday. Nancy, I just got that it just came through. See you Monday. Can't wait. Yeah, that's cut and dry. There's case open closed case right there. There's somebody else. He was trying to have his cake and eat it too. Wish him luck. Bid him farewell. You got your life back. No more obsessing and trying to figure out what's going on for you. Yeah, I myself was coming out divorced. So yeah, and that's yeah, that's a hard place to be too. And it's kind of like you kind of are attracted to those people when you're just coming out of divorce because you want something that's not really committal. That's you can kind of get your feet wet back in the dating scene again. Because if it was somebody that was an anxious person, then he most likely would have scared you off, would have made you feel a little bit overwhelmed. So that's probably what it is. I think he might have had somebody else in the picture, and those are all just cut. It's clear cut right there. I was there. I wish there were more videos going into the depth on a curious stage from the dumper. Maybe you can go into that in a future video. I say this because my DA keeps unblocking and blocking me. I was just saying that before you got in here. Like, they want you in their life, but not in the capacity that you want them in their life. They will do that little stuff, like follow you on phantom accounts and just kind of like just check into your life. But then they're kind of stubborn and they don't want to admit that they were wrong or they had some kind of issue. So they'll rather just hang around in the background and see it. It's like a waiting game. It's like you hit the tennis ball over and you're waiting for them to hit the tennis ball back over. And they're thinking like, I'm not hitting the ball back over. I'm like, nope, you shouldn't have broke my heart. Shouldn't have hurt me. It's like, what did I do to hurt you? Never mind. I don't want to talk about it. I have a wife that is a dismissive avoidant, and I filed for divorce from her. I told her I still love her, and I'm seeing signs that she still loves me, but she never seems to accept accountability. Accountability is really hard for them because it feels painful to be shamed. Like, they pretty much take everything as criticism, and it's like you're trying to shame them or guilt them, and that's not a good. It's not a good sign. It's like that part in them didn't develop where it's okay to accept things, accept accountability, accept being wrong or saying I'm sorry. It's okay to do those type of things. Nobody's trying to make you feel bad, but it's hard for them because at some point they didn't have somebody that talked those issues through with them. That taught them that it's healthy to take accountability for stuff. And this is not all of them, because there are people, and there's a spectrum with dismissive, with all attachment styles. There's a spectrum, a percentage of people, but the people that are more leaning towards secureness, that they are able to say, hey, I take accountability for that. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I don't know. Then they have all type of personality types out there too. Not just attachment style. All right. Hey, what do you guys got planned this weekend? Let me end with this. There you go, Kevin Champagne. Hey, Champagne, we got you got to be a friend or something, man. How can I, or is it even impossible to share these videos with a dismissive avoidant ex, or will they just take offense? Don't do it. Don't do it. Because if it's coming from a place of, I know you're going to be sending it from a place of wanting to help them and wanting to improve the quality of their lives, but depending on where they're at mentally, it may backfire and blow up in your face. They may take it as you're trying to secretly criticize them or secretly tell them that it's their fault that you guys aren't together and why things went the way that they did. So if you're on good terms and you were, um, learning this about, to improve yourself, and it came up in casual conversations like, hey, what you watching? Oh, I'm watching this video about attachment styles. I'm learning a lot about myself, about how, my trauma from childhood ended up making me this way and blah, blah, blah. And hey, I can share this video with you. Want me to share this video with you? But if you just flat out send them something because you guys aren't talking or you're in no contact, then it's going to blow up. You may get a thanks, one word thanks or appreciate it, but from experience, it doesn't end up the way you think it is. Okay, last question. The ghoster who texted from phantom number sends text spilling his heart out. I love you, but I have to protect myself. But still won't admit it was them who sent that. Run the other direction. I know it sounds insensitive, but I just want you to be safe. And I want you to guard your heart. That's not what men do. Men, healthy men supposed to be able to stand in the midst of the storm and the conversation, the discussion, whatever you got going on, and be present. Because it's beta male-ish to hide behind phantom numbers and to not discuss your feelings and how you truly feel. It's just not attractive. It's not a turn on. All right, guys, for the 7th time, it's good to see y'all. Peace. Namaste. Have a good weekend.